Have you ever wondered what would happen if nature decided to create its own hybrid monster? In Jurassic World, fans of the franchise were stunned by the Indominus Rex, a genetically modified dinosaur that combined traits from various species, both animals and dinosaurs, into one monstrous creation. But it didn't stop there. Later, in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we were introduced to the Indoraptor, an even more terrifying version. This creature was a hybrid of the Indominus Rex and a velociraptor, boasting a body larger than many real dinosaurs and an impressive level of agility. This predator had sickle-shaped claws, thin, elongated arms reminiscent of Slender Man, and razor-sharp talons that could rival Freddy Krueger's. Although smaller than the Indominus Rex, its combination of traits made it even more terrifying. Interestingly, while the Indoraptor is a work of science fiction, nature created something remarkably similar about 150 million years ago. We don't need to imagine it because reality has already surpassed fiction. During that era, a group of theropods emerged with features and skills that made them just as deadly as the Indoraptor, if not more so. Enter the Megaraptors. These fearsome predators didn't just share similarities with the hybrid dinosaurs from the films, they possessed even more unsettling and lethal capabilities, making them far scarier than any movie monster. Like the Indoraptor, Megaraptors remain shrouded in mystery due to the limited fossil record. In fact, there's still no consensus on their origins or classification, but one thing is clear. They would have made perfect villains for Jurassic Park. Each of these predators followed a terrifying body plan with massive claws that not only made them unique, but also extremely dangerous and lethal. What you're looking at isn't a giant claw from a super raptor, it's a hand claw from a megaraptor. It belongs to the first specimen of this group discovered in Argentina before the end of the 20th century. Initially, paleontologists thought they had found a massive claw from the foot of a giant raptor, but they soon realized it actually belonged to its index finger. This claw measured an impressive 12 inches, roughly the size of the longest Bowie knives or a standard ruler. This discovery gave the Megaraptor the title of having the longest claws of any known predator, a record that would only be surpassed by another Megaraptor. Over the years, more and more Megaraptor fossils were uncovered, with some new finds proving even more terrifying than the first. To date, up to 11 genera are recognized within this dinosaur family. What's most surprising is that these new discoveries revealed that the claws of Megaraptors weren't just long, they were far deadlier than originally thought. Each of these theropods had not only one massive claw on its first digit, but also an equally enormous claw on its second digit. Both claws were razor-sharp and curved, resembling deadly swords. The most astonishing part of this is that these claws might have been even longer in real life, as they were likely covered with a keratin sheath, adding up to 30% more length. This made them true weapons of destruction, perfect for hunting large and dangerous prey. Additionally, while the third finger didn't have claws as large as the first two, it was still remarkably sharp and powerful. Megaraptors were not only known for their lethal claws, but also for their extraordinary ability to survive. This group of dinosaurs managed to exist for over 80 million years, far longer than other well-known predators like tyrannosaurs, which lived for just 16 million years, or spinosaurids, 46 million years. This longevity indicates that Megaraptors were exceptionally well adapted to reign as the apex predators of their time. Throughout their existence, their power and efficiency as hunters only grew stronger. These giant clawed predators were the true Indominus Rex of their era, relentless hunters that adapted to a variety of habitats. Despite their extinction, they remain one of the most fascinating mysteries in the world of paleontology. What truly made Megaraptor claws deadly wasn't just their size and shape, it was the sheer power behind them. Megaraptors had robust arms and proportionally large hands that would have made predators like Tyrannosaurus rex feel quite insecure. Their arms weren't just big, they were surrounded by thick muscles, and their bones were designed for durability and flexibility. This structure allowed them to wield their claws with incredible speed and precision. Their claws could be used like swords or spears depending on the situation, and in either case, the outcome was devastating. Catastrophic wounds to flesh and massive internal damage that likely ended their victim's life almost immediately. But the assault didn't stop with the death of the prey. Researchers believe that Megaraptors used their claws not only for hunting, but also for tearing apart carcasses and gutting their prey, giving them access to hard-to-reach meat. This ability to use their limbs as both hunting weapons and brutal tools of destruction showcases just how versatile and effective their claws were. As terrifying as being hunted by a megaraptor sounds, the reality is even worse than we might imagine. To truly grasp how brutal they were, we must consider the size of their prey. It's believed that megaraptors hunted using their enormous claws to deliver fatal, slashing blows that brought their victims down before ripping them into smaller, more manageable pieces. While this already sounds horrifying, it wasn't the worst thing they did. In fact, this technique was mild compared to what they did to smaller dinosaurs, including those roughly human-sized. For smaller prey, megaraptors employed a much more gruesome method. First, they would capture their prey, holding it firmly in their powerful grasp. Then they would skewer it like a kebab with their massive, curved claws. The most chilling part? The prey was likely still alive as the megaraptor began to feast on its flesh. Much like a person enjoying a pizza, except instead of a pizza, it was a creature impaled and consumed piece by piece. We know this is a possibility because megaraptors possessed hyper-flexible and highly developed shoulders, something rarely seen in most predators, which granted them an impressive range of motion. This allowed them to lift their prey toward their open mouths, ready to devour. While their claws were their most lethal feature, their arms also gave them a surprising versatility that made their hunting even more terrifying. This behavior paints megaraptors as ruthless and efficient predators, not only masters of killing, but experts in doing so in the most horrifying way imaginable. Their unique anatomy allowed for explosive and extremely violent hunting strategies, ensuring that every part of their prey was utilized as efficiently as possible. Without a doubt, megaraptors were not just fearsome animals in the hunt, but also terrifying examples of what evolution can create when it focuses on deadly efficiency. The jaws of these predators were no joke, and in some ways, they were even more fascinating. Unlike most predators, whose teeth are similar across members of their families, megaraptors had notably distinct teeth across different genera. Each one seemed to draw inspiration from other famous dinosaurs. For example, megaraptors had front teeth similar to those of tyrannosaurs, chisel-shaped with a D-shaped cross-section. On the other hand, Megaraptor surprised scientists with its fang-like front teeth, something rare among dinosaurs. The peculiarities continued with genera like Austroraptor and Orcoraptor, whose teeth resembled those of Compsognathids and Dromaeosaurids. These teeth featured smooth, flat fronts and serrated backs, specifically designed for slicing. Perhaps the most curious case was Fukuoraptor, which had what were arguably the least visually impressive teeth, laterally compressed and blade-like. These teeth were strikingly similar to those of Kronosaurus, the giant marine reptile known for its shark-like dentition. Now, while studies have shown that megaraptors likely couldn't bite very hard or open their jaws particularly wide, this wasn't an issue for causing lethal damage. Their teeth were so well designed that they didn't need a powerful bite, especially when considering their arms already had enormous destructive potential. This is where megaraptors outshine the fictional Indoraptor. While the Indoraptor's teeth may look intimidating, they were actually small and designed more for gripping than tearing or puncturing. In this aspect, nature proves that megaraptors had a significant advantage. The closest match in size to the Indoraptor among the known megaraptors would be Aeonaraptor, an Argentinian genus that weighed approximately 1.1 tons and measured 7.5 meters long, almost identical to the stats of the fictional creature created by Dr. Wu. However, what's truly impressive is that this size is considered medium within the Megaraptor family, not large. These theropods could reach impressive sizes, with nearly half of them surpassing the fictional Indoraptor in length. Some, like Orcoraptor, Megaraptor, and Tratayania, measured over 8 meters long, making them the apex predators of their environment. But perhaps most astonishing is that the largest theropod in Australia also belongs to this family, a fitting distinction for a country famous for its unique and often fearsome wildlife. However, the largest representative of the megaraptors isn't found in Australia, but rather in Argentina during the late Cretaceous. There lived Maii macrothorax, a true colossus of its time. Although its name might sound curious, there was nothing laughable about this dinosaur, especially not for its prey. This gigantic theropod is the largest known member of its family and one of the largest theropods overall. Its recovered bones suggest a length of up to 10 meters, even surpassing the largest confirmed specimens of allosaurs. At this size, Maypi was undoubtedly the king of predators in Argentina. Its prey likely included a wide variety of ankylosaurs, hadrosaurs, and ornithopods, and it may have even hunted titanosaurs like Nolodon. Its massive claws would have allowed it to grip and tear into these giants while using its mouth to deal additional damage. Although no claws belonging to this dinosaur have been discovered yet, researchers estimate, based on its close relatives, that they could have measured up to 37.5 centimeters, 15 inches. This would make it the predator with the largest claws ever known, even surpassing fictional characters like Freddy Krueger. The name Mype is equally terrifying when its origin is analyzed. It references a creature from Aeonic mythology known as the Shadow of Death, said to kill with an icy wind. Encountering this beast in a prehistoric forest would undoubtedly have been enough to make anyone shudder. But what truly chills the blood is imagining a megaraptor beginning to run. These dinosaurs were surprisingly fast thanks to a unique adaptation. Their bones were extremely pneumatic, meaning they were filled with air cavities, making them exceptionally lightweight for their size. In fact, only a Neovenator matched them in this regard. All megaraptor bones possessed this feature, but it was particularly pronounced in the ilium, hip bone, vertebrae, and ribs. This made them much lighter than other dinosaurs of similar size. For instance, a megaraptor comparable in size to an Allosaurus weighed only 1 ton, whereas the Allosaurus could be up to 50% heavier. Even more extreme cases, such as Australovenator, which measured over 6 meters in length, weighed just 310 kilograms, leading some paleontologists to compare it to the cheetahs of its time. This lightness was not only surprising for their speed, but also for their agility. Thanks to their long, slender bones, similar to those of Coelurosaurs, megaraptors were perfectly adapted for running and executing stealthy ambushes. Even the largest individuals could effectively chase prey smaller than themselves. In summary, these dinosaurs were like prehistoric ninjas with massive claws, capable of stalking and hunting with impressive dexterity. Nature perfected megaraptors as agile, fast, and lethal predators, a true testament to the astonishing diversity of dinosaurs. Life during the age of dinosaurs was not for the weak, and megaraptors were living proof of this. However, their aggression was not just a threat to other species, but also to their own kind. A striking example of this is found in a fossil of Megaraptor, an Argentine genus. This specimen displayed a severe infection in its cranial box caused by 2 puncture wounds on the side of its skull. Most astonishingly, these marks perfectly matched the teeth of another megaraptor, indicating the injuries were inflicted by a rival. The infection was so severe that researchers estimated there was more than a 50% chance this individual succumbed to its wounds. This type of aggressive behavior, though deadly even among themselves, was key to the megaraptors establishing expansive dominance. Megaraptor fossils have been discovered on 3 continents: Australia, Asia, and South America. Countries like Argentina, Australia, Thailand, and Japan were strongholds of these predators. If you wanted to avoid encountering these prehistoric Freddy Kruegers, you would have needed to stay far from water sources. Megaraptors thrived in humid environments such as river zones and coastlines, where prey was abundant and diverse. Some studies have speculated that these predators may have hunted aquatic and semi-aquatic animals like crocodiles, large turtles, and fish. In fact, at one point, it was believed that their primary hunting strategy was aquatic, using their massive claws to catch fish. However, more recent research has dismissed this idea, concluding that they were primarily terrestrial hunters and often the apex predators of their ecosystems. Although megaraptors dominated as predators in many regions, they were not always the undisputed kings. In South America, they shared territory with Carcharodontosaurids, which were often larger and specialized in hunting giant prey. This rivalry was intense, with megaraptors leveraging their speed and agility to compete. It was only after the extinction of the Carcharodontosaurids around 90 million years ago that megaraptors experienced a significant increase in size. Interestingly, despite this competition, megaraptors and Carcharodontosaurids shared a similar cranial box design, suggesting they may have had comparable intelligence levels. While these theropods were not as intelligent as the fictional Indoraptor, it is believed that their brain capacity might have approached that of modern crocodiles. Despite their reputation as primitive creatures, modern crocodiles have proven to be more intelligent than many might think. They can coordinate, set traps, and even use tools to lure prey. If any of these skills were reflected in Carcharodontosaurids and, by extension, in Megaraptors, the herbivore sharing their territory would have faced an even more terrifying threat. Megaraptors were not only fast and agile, but might also have been surprisingly cunning for their time, a lethal combination that secured their place at the top of the food chain for millions of years. Megaraptors are one of the most enigmatic groups of theropod dinosaurs. Although they have their own family, their position within the dinosaur family tree remains a mystery. Initially, they were thought to be large dromaeosaurs because of their name, but this idea was discarded as they lacked the enlarged toe claw characteristic of that group. Later, some paleontologists suggested that Megaraptors belonged to the Neovenatoridae family, given the similarity in their hollow bone structure. However, this hypothesis also lost traction over time. Currently, there are two main theories. One posits that they could be tyrannosaurs, making them distant relatives of tyrannosaurids. The other classifies them as non-tyrannosaurian coelurosaurs, though this proposal raises more questions than answers. The mystery doesn't end there, as their origins remain uncertain. According to the most accepted theories, Megaraptors may have originated in Asia, possibly during the late Jurassic. From there, they would have migrated to Australia during the early Cretaceous and eventually reached South America, likely crossing Antarctica. This migration pattern positions them not only as lethal hunters, but also as exceptional explorers. The adaptability of Megaraptors is unparalleled. When comparing their time of existence to other major theropod groups, they emerge as clear victors by a wide margin. Tyrannosaurs lived for approximately 16 million years, Spinosaurids for 46 million, Kronosaurus for 64 million, and Megalosaurids for 25 million. In contrast, Megaraptors existed for over 84 million years, making them one of the most evolutionarily successful groups of dinosaurs. Unlike many species that tend to shrink in size over time, Megaraptors continued to grow and improve their skills. In fact, the last known species, the imposing Macrothorax, was not only the largest, but also possibly the most lethal of its lineage. This predator, with its massive claws and deadly adaptations, represented the pinnacle of its family's evolution. With such an impressive track record, the inevitable question arises, how did they go extinct? The answer lies in the infamous asteroid impact that struck Earth 66 million years ago. This catastrophic event ended not only the reign of the Megaraptors, but also all non-avian dinosaurs. Since then, no animal has emerged to rival the magnitude of their terrifying claws, making it clear that Megaraptors were true titans of their time.